Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of the Fellbats video tutorial. If you've not seen part 1, I've put a link in the description below. In this video I will show you how I made the wing membrane of the bat using plasticard and green stuff. One thing you'll notice on bats is that the membrane of the wing extends right down the body towards the legs. With that said, let's begin. Okay, so one of the first things we need to do is take off these back tabs on the wings. They're just going to get in the way. I'm going to replace them with plasticard. I'm just going to cut them off. I want the edge to be relatively square so that the plasticard will have a nice join. And as you can see, I'm just moulding it to follow the contour of the body. This will give it a more natural look. Just keep going back and forth with it until you've got the shape that you like. As you can see, there's a lot of backing and forthing here. It's very important. Just keep doing it until you get the shape you like and then glue it on. Just leave that to cure. Okay, I just want to cut away some of the excess material that I don't need. Just start chopping away at it. Don't cut it all in one go, otherwise you'll damage the plasticard, so it's always good to take it off in little chunks. As you notice, the glue's not quite cured on this model, so the plasticard does come away from the piece a little bit. So I'm just using my knife here to just create a smoother join between the plasticard and the wing. I'm just using a file to get a bit of contour here. But when doing it I realised I needed a rounder file, so that's what I've got, just to eat into the plastic a bit more. Just give it a bit more shape. You see, I'm not as keen on that as I could be, so I've just taken a knife and just started cutting excess material away from the plasticard. Like I said, conversions is about going backwards and forwards to get the right shapes and details that you want. It's not a quick and easy bang, it's done. It's a process, it takes time. Just contouring with a file again, just to get a rounded natural shape. And back to the knife, just to trim a little bit more down. And as you can see, I'm just smoothing off the join again, just to get a nice flush look. Just get some sandpaper and finish the job. Just roll the sandpaper and put it in the rounded area and just smooth away, get rid of any burring from the file and the knife. I'm gonna just put some plasticard on the other side, and as you can see, I've already done it. Just mix some green stuff, because now we're going to do some sculpting. So just place the green stuff over the area, the void, and just start pressing it in. Now you'll notice that the green stuff isn't working that well at the moment. That's because it's freshly put together. The problem with green stuff is when you make it fresh, it's too soft. Sometimes you need to let it cure a little bit so that it's workable, but you've only got a limited time. So as you can see, I'm using some Vaseline to coat my tools. And the reason for this is because I feel it's better than water. Water tends to get into the joins and the seams, and then the green stuff just doesn't want to stick to whatever you want it to stick to. Plus, I don't find water works all that well on your tools anyway. So just keep going backwards and forwards. I'm using a colour shaper here just to smooth out a bit more. Colour shaper is obviously a lot more soft than the metal tool and allows for a bit of extra contouring. If you don't have one of these, I would advise you get one. And this is an embossing tool. It's got a ball tip, and these things are very good for planishing and getting natural round shapes. As you can see, I'm just planishing the underside of the wing here, so the green stuff ends up as smooth as possible against the plasticard. Going back to one of my clay shaper tools and just using that to planish, because it's a bit more of a flat edge with a slight rounded curve on it, and I can also take away some excess with the edge of the tool. Okay, now onto the other side, and all the techniques I've done are exactly the same, so I'm just speeding it up a little bit. Okay, bonus material. I'm going to show you how to sculpt the leg joints. So first you just need to block in the general shape that you want of the hips and the body. This doesn't have to be neat at this point, just get the general shape in, because we're going to start doing the details shortly. As you can see, I'm just smoothing out and just getting general shapes at the moment. Just making sure that the putty adheres to the body and is relatively smooth in. Just do the other side now. Just cover up the hole where the tail is and just press the putty in. Just giving some body to the model. Take away any excess that you don't need. And just start adding some details now. This isn't a particularly detailed section of the model, but you want it to look as natural as possible, so getting in some of the muscular lines, creases where you feel that stress lines would appear on the model, where its legs have been pulled back, and just the general shape of the body, because as you notice there's a crease down the center of the body, so make sure that that is very present there, because it will look like buttocks, and that will give the model a natural look. It won't look like it's just green stuff that's been banged onto a model. It will look like it's part of the model. As you can see, I'm using the rounded end of my embossing tool to planish out the model. It gives out a nice natural feel to the model. It also gets into places that other tools probably wouldn't. So I'm using a smaller one now just to get finer creases and just get into places that the larger tool couldn't get into. Just a constant working back and forwards is what is needed. When you've made changes to one thing, inevitably you need to make changes to another, but then the putty might move, so then you've got to change again. So constant working back and forth, and you'll start getting the shapes. Working with green stuff is not hard, it's just time consuming. I'm just going to fill in the gap that's set between the wing and the plasticard on the underside, because there is a slight edge because the plasticard is thinner than the actual wing. So that I've got a smooth join, I'm just placing some green stuff in between. And just so that you know, the green stuff that I'm using here is the exact same green stuff from the start of the video. It has a very long working time, although the problem is it starts to cure and becomes a bit more difficult to work with, so I'm having to apply a lot more pressure to get the general shapes that I'm after. Just bear that in mind when you're working with green stuff. just using a brush just to as a final smoothing tool for that piece. You don't have to, but I just picked it up and used it. The green stuff was a little too hard for the brush, but force of habit. And that's the sculpting process for this section complete. All you need to do is wait for the green stuff to harden and then sand it smooth so that it's flush against the model and looks like one piece. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and comment. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe and check out my channel. The third and final part of the Fellbats tutorial will come out on Monday next week, where I will show you how to sculpt fur. Till then, all the best.